Hey everyone, I have some bad news, and it has to do with the proposal for Coliseum City, the newest one that will go before the Oakland City Council and then to the NFL and the Raiders. And it is that it's unconstitutional. It includes an element that I have asked my god sister, the mayor, a number of Oakland City Council persons, and anyone who wouldn't listen, as well as those who would listen, not to be there. And it's a taxing district. The idea is to use this taxing district to raise money to pay for infrastructure. But it's the same part of the proposal that it was the same part of Floyd Kephart's proposal, and the same part that, as far as I'm concerned, among other things, marred that one. The reason why it should not be there is that Mello Roos Financing, of which this is a type, or entirely that, has been rendered, for all practical purposes, unconstitutional by a recent court decision, as recent as last year. This is what happened. San Diego and its hotel community has been trying to figure out ways to pay for the expansion of its already giant convention center to handle the ever-growing crowds and demand for Comic-Con, San Diego Comic-Con. To that end, a group of hoteliers got together and planned with the city of San Diego to use a form of Mello Roos, or form of financing based on Mello Roos, and it worked like this. The hoteliers would tax themselves. You're a hotelier, I'm a hotelier, we all vote, 2/3 is all we need, and we say we're going to tax ourselves, and that tax that we collect will go to a bond issue to then expand the San Diego Convention Center. There's one problem, and this is where the case of the city of San Diego versus Shapiro comes into view. 228 Cal App 4th 256 Shapiro, for those of you legally who want to go and look this up right now. Now, the problem that has been created in the Shapiro case, which applies now to Coliseum City, is that, let's say, you and I, hoteliers, do cast a vote, but while I live in San Diego as a hotel business owner, you might live in Oakland. That means that for all practical purposes, according to Shapiro, what we're doing is unconstitutional because the California Constitution and Proposition 218 collectively state that local registered voters must approve any changes or additions to the taxing collection rates in our city. That includes, or methods, not just rates, but methods. This falls into the method category. So the Shapiro holding was that, look, this hotelier tax you want to design, even though it's not exactly Mello Roos, still impacts the law in such a way that it is unconstitutional. You are creating a new tax that the voters of San Diego should be able to approve, not just you hoteliers, okay? So what does that all mean? It means that in the Coliseum City case, we have exactly the same problem, because people have told me that when the taxing district plan was introduced as part of Floyd Kephart's proposal, well, we weren't going to have registered voters or homeowners. It was going to be a combination of the city and others. That classically falls into line with the Shapiro holding that rendered the city of San Diego's plan to finance the convention center by allowing hotels to tax themselves inert, ineffective, undoable, unconstitutional. Because they thought, hey, look, as long as we're hybrid owners, it's okay. We're, quote, voters as opposed to real voters. No, that is considered unconstitutional entirely. So we have the same problem with Coliseum City. Again, I've raised this point before. No one listens. I'm going to keep raising it again. Like now, the reason why I went through the trouble that I did to produce the Coliseum reboot plan that some of you are familiar with, and I developed at the behest of Oakland Raiders owner Mark Davis, was because of problems like this one. Because we have not had a task force like the one I asked Oakland Mayor Libby Schaaf to put together last December, and now this is November, where we could sit down and evaluate these proposals behind closed doors and eliminate these problems before they ever saw the light of day. Because it's not just the mayor, it's people in the county of Alameda side, council members, and go on and on and on, who poo-poo the idea of a task force because they want to be in charge, like they know everything. And I hate to say that derisively, but it's not that they know everything, but they are the experts here. They're not. And when you get in a room with people who have different points of view to bring to a problem and different experiences to bring to a problem, then a solution is found much faster than the process we've gone on currently, okay? So we're in a situation right now where we need to really stop, put together a task force of people, and put ourselves on a fast track to solving this problem. We have handled this with faith in certain types of people rather than a process. We don't have a process, and it's getting us into more trouble than we should have to deal with. But the bottom line is, this proposal, as it stands right now, is unconstitutional. It would have to result, for it to be constitutional, for it to follow the lead of the California Constitution, it would have to lead to allowing people in the city of Oakland to vote on the plan. And that, given this quasi-anti-tax climate, is an almost certain kiss of death for Coliseum City and the Raiders' hopes of staying here. We don't have to go in that direction. I'll just say it. My plan is better. Stay tuned.